Good day. It is my honor to present my lecture on engaging students in an online classroom using Canvas. The outline of my presentation is as shown in this slide. I will start with a brief description of the Community of Inquiry framework. Then I will share my engagement examples on online teaching, group learning, individual learning, and finally, managing your online classroom, and I will show a demo of my AnimoSpace Canvas course. The Community of Inquiry framework presented by Garrison et al. Is perhaps the best known and most researched approach to designing learning experiences for the online environment. The model assumes that learning occurs within the community through the interaction of three core elements: teaching presence, social presence, and cognitive presence. Teaching presence, simply defined, includes designing and developing the course and guiding and supporting the learners during the course delivery. Social presence or engagement with participants is the ability to identify with a group, communicate purposely, and develop interpersonal relationships. Cognitive presence or engagement with content is the extent to which learners are able to construct and confirm meaning through sustained reflection and disclosure. My presentation today follows the Community of Inquiry framework, but it was tweaked following the theme of engagement. Teaching presence is on engaging with students on online teaching. Social presence is engaging students in group learning, and cognitive presence is engaging students in individual learning. At the center of this engagement is our Canvas, wherein Canvas tools are used to engage the teacher and the students in online teaching and learning environment. At the center of my presentation is, of course, Canvas, or AnimoSpace Learning Management System. And I am sure you're already familiar with the various tools in AnimoSpace. And in my case, I would like to share my assessment of the usage of the different tools in Canvas. The happy face represents Canvas tools that I've extensively used in my online classroom. The neutral face represents tools that were moderately used, such as chat and discussions. And the sad face represents tools that have never been used in my online classroom. Teaching presence is engaging with students in an online classroom. Teaching presence or learning relationship between teacher and students is an important component in the learning experience. To realize teaching presence, the teacher must engage the students with Canvas tools on various teaching and learning activities. Presented in this slide are the various activities and tasks implemented using Canvas tools to engage with the students in an online classroom. The first engagement: post a welcome message. Using Canvas, announcements, and Studio, you can record a short video or PowerPoint with voiceover with a welcome message to your students with brief reminders about the course and the mode of delivery. Upload the welcome message the week before the start of your class. The example of the welcome message will be presented later. Hold a self-introduction session. During the first online meeting via conference in Canvas, conduct a self-introduction session. In my case, I posted an announcement in Canvas before the start of classes that the students must upload a one-slide PowerPoint with their name, personal information, photo, and expectations from the course. After the teacher's self-introduction, each student was requested to present his or her self-introduction slide. So you introduce yourself and your interest, you get to know your students, and let the students meet their classmates virtually. Deliver synchronous lectures. Synchronous lectures can be conducted through conferences in Canvas. The conferences tool in Canvas can be utilized by the teacher. You can record the live lecture so that students can replay the recorded lecture in case they were absent during the synchronous session or if they want to review the lecture again. The conference is the opportunity for the teacher to interact with the students just like in a classroom. You can present a lecture using PowerPoint or a widescreen where you can write your lectures or you can share a screen. You can even post a poll to know the students' feedback about an issue. Share recorded lectures. Your online presentation conducted in conferences in Canvas can be recorded. However, these recorded lectures are available only for 2 weeks under the Big Blue Button edition. If you are to conduct your lectures asynchronously, divide your lectures into short recorded presentations. Use these recorded lectures for asynchronous or even synchronous conferences. After the students viewed a sub-lecture, conduct a follow-up live discussion focusing on the MADIAS issues. Recorded lectures are appropriate, especially when the course is for two or more sections. In this way, you do not have to repeat the lecture again for several sections for the same lecture. This is a 1 hour recorded lecture divided into three sub-lectures and used in both synchronous and asynchronous sessions. Upload e-notes. Share PowerPoint slides in PDF format and electronic copies of notes and references to the files in Canvas. Refer to these e-notes during your lectures and post suggested sections from the e-notes for the students to read during their asynchronous learning. Join group conferences. You can divide the class into groups to work on a group project. In Canvas, you can create a homepage per group and you can use the different Canvas tools like announcements, discussions, files, collaborations exclusively for a group. Facilitate oral reports. Just like in a traditional classroom, you can conduct oral presentations in an online classroom via conferences in Canvas. Oral presentations are effective in assessing students' understanding of concepts and submitted work. Oral presentations are also used to develop the communication skills of the students. Through oral reports, the teacher directly interacts with the students through the Q&A session. Students interact with their classmates by allowing them to ask questions or send comments to the student presenter, either by audio or public chat. Post challenge questions in discussions. The teacher cannot deliver the content of course completely in an online lecture or in lecture notes. To put emphasis on important topics in a course, the teacher can post challenge questions in discussions in Canvas. In a discussion, the teacher can post a question, a problem, a video, or an image and requires the students to respond. Students post the replies and the teacher can comment on the replies. Other students can read the exchange of ideas and learn. This is an example of a posted question and some of the replies of the students. Get feedback via surveys. You must get feedback from your students on your online teaching and learning activities, if effective or not. You create a survey at quizzes in Canvas. Just after the first quiz of the course, I conducted a survey asking the students to assess the various activities completed in the online classroom, like the online lectures, completion of assignments, the quizzes, and the watching of video tutorials. Suggestions from the students on how to improve the online lecture and learning was also solicited. This is important, especially after a quiz, so that you can make adjustments and improvements in your teaching and learning tasks and assessments. You can ask how is your online teaching strategy? Are the learning activities and tasks effective? How was your performance in the quiz? Or any suggestions for improvement. You may be assuming that you are delivering the course effectively, but in fact, some students may have some difficulties in fully understanding the subject matter. The second component of CUI is social presence. Social presence involves students engaging in group or community learning tasks, either through synchronous or asynchronous modes. Teachers should create opportunities for students to interact with one another through carefully crafted discussion prompts, including opportunities for collaboration, encouraging learners to connect with other classmates to support and enhance their individual learning and mastery of the subject matter. These are the three strategies implemented related to social presence. Discussions. Students can learn from their classmates through discussions. In Canvas, the teacher posts set a requirement that before a student can view the topics of their classmates, they must first post their own reply to the specific topic. Students can react to the replies of their classmates, and the teacher may also join the exchange of replies. This mode of engagement suits the self motivated students and the independent learners, but for others, maybe an incentive is necessary to encourage them to join the discussion. Group conference. Students can hold group meetings via conferences in Canvas through their group homepage. In my classes, a group project or problem set was required as one of the assessment tasks. Hence, in some of our class conferences, the class was divided into groups and they hold group meetings and conferences virtually. Group reports. As described in the previous section, a group oral presentation can be conducted through conferences in Canvas. In group reports, each member may present or may support the group during the Q&A session. The third element of the CUI is cognitive presence. Cognitive presence is the process through which students make meaning of and construct their knowledge on a subject or the topic. The following are some of the activities, student-centered learning activities to address cognitive presence for independent asynchronous learning. Syllabus quiz. The syllabus is the first engagement of a student with respect to content. A syllabus quiz is a strategy to ensure that the key concepts of your syllabus are understood by your students. You can ask questions on course learning outcomes, course requirements, grading system, and even the textbook for the course. You will be surprised that some of the students cannot even recognize the difference between PO, ELGA, student outcomes, and course learning outcomes. Knowledge check quizzes are also effective in enhancing the students' learning. Conduct knowledge quizzes before a lecture to check knowledge on prerequisites. You can also conduct a knowledge check quiz after a lecture to know if they understand the basics. Practice quizzes are also useful assessment tasks since students become familiar on how online quizzes are conducted and they serve as a review and formative assessment for the student before an actual quiz. Video tutorials are available in YouTube. Part of the syllabus or the learning roadmap is a list of video tutorials that the students may watch to complement the teacher's online or recorded lectures. You can share links to YouTube's supplements the teacher's lectures and expose the students to more examples. In one of the survey regarding the use of video tutorials, it was found out that the assessment of the students is basically moderately effective. Question is, are they really watching the video tutorials suggested by the teacher? That is something that the teacher must address to make YouTube tutorials effective in the teaching and learning of the students. Through the discussion in Canvas, students reflect, analyze, and do research to answer the challenge question posted by the teacher. Students also may gain new knowledge from other students in the discussion page. This is an example of a discussion problem and an example of a reply of one of the students. So students are challenged to think and analyze in order that they can join the discussion. Students learn from the responses of their classmates and students interact through messages posted in the reply box. An individual problem set is an effective tool, especially for courses which involves rigorous computations. Students will develop mastery only if they analyze and solve individually problems about the course. Students can submit their solutions through assignments in Canvas, and the teacher can easily check the uploaded solutions by Speed Grader, also in Canvas. A self-assessment survey is an important task for the students to engage in his online learning. Students reflect on what online learning tasks are effective. Students assess on achievement of learning outcomes. And students send feedback to improve the online teaching and learning classroom, to encourage and motivate the students to perform the individual formative tasks during the term. A 10% credit is given as part of the general average to help the students and the teacher monitor the accomplishments of this formative task. A checklist shown is provided for them to complete and submit at the end of the term. An accomplished task is given a 1 point credit, and to earn the maximum 10%, a student must earn a minimum number of points. For a 2-unit course, 12 points is given credit and 15 points for a 3-unit course. To manage the online classroom, you need a course syllabus. And in the course syllabus, you must have a roadmap wherein the various activities are listed to guide the students and the teacher in the online classroom. The activities such as quizzes, assignments, discussions can be scheduled on a weekly basis. To effectively guide the students in their online learning, use modules in Canvas. The roadmap in your syllabus can be converted into learning plans posted on a weekly basis. Publish the modules weekly and add contents strategically, leading to a progressive learning for the students. So in Module 1, the focus may be on orientation, self-introduction, and a syllabus quiz. Module 3 may be focused on watching video tutorials, answering knowledge check quizzes, and discussions. And module number 6, which is an assessment week, where we have a quiz, may be focused on submission of problem sets and taking up of practice quizzes for review before an actual quiz. Finally, let me conclude. An online teaching and learning classroom can be managed with AnimoSpace using the Canvas tools as shown in my lecture. And as a teacher, we must not just assign tasks for students to do, but we must design tasks that should be engaging to the students. That is a lesson that I learned from one of the Assist webinar. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching.